you have to,
Yeah, would it be 30?
30 over 100, you have to convert to that. This is 0.3, and then you multiply by 100 to get
30.
30%. Yeah. All right, so we got number 8 next here. So it becomes a multiplication game.
Mm.
So what would that be in the numerator?
240?
Say that one more time.
240?
Well, you're multiplying by 4. You're multiplying 25 by 4 to get to 100.
Oh, so it would be.
This is where you may have to come off to the side.
Would it be 96?
There's 96, which is 0.96 as a decimal.
Mhm. Okay.
Why don't you try number 9 on your own,
Yeah.
please?
Forty 46%.
Try again. 9 times 5 is not 46.
45, sorry.
There you go. There you go. Good, good. And do the same thing for number 10.
Mhm.
You to multiply by 5.
%85%.
So there's kind of like a little bit of a thing here to draw. There's decimals. Okay, there's percents, and then there's fractions. So you typically can go from a decimal to a percent, or a percent to a decimal, and a decimal to a fraction, or a fraction to a percent. But you cannot go from, say, a percent to a fraction without going through decimals. Okay, which also means that if you're going to compare, for example, a percent and a fraction, you probably ought to make them both decimals. That's probably the easiest way to compare, is when they're both decimals. All right. So take a look at this one here. Again, my recommendation is to convert both of these to decimals, or I suppose you could go the percent to a fraction after you convert it to a decimal. It's kind of your choice here.
Okay. Could it be 3 going into 100 or 10?
No, I'm talking about the 60%. I'm talking about converting that to a decimal first. Like it's 0.6.
Oh, okay, so 0.60.
Okay, which means it's 60 out of 100. And so what you could do, like, you can always compare like two fractions, which means you might have to convert 2/3 to a fraction with a common denominator. Basically, there's you can either compare
the 60% would be larger.
Yeah, so I don't want to like tell you the answer. I want you to either decide, I'm going to make 2/3 of the same denominator as 100, which means making a common denominator, or I'm going to convert this to a decimal because I already have a decimal.
Yeah. And then that would would you be for the 2/3? Would you convert it to 10 for the bottom order, or would it be the 100 still?
It'd be 300 because you have to make a common denominator. That's the teacher gave you a really tough one to start out. If you need to purely make them in the same form to compare.
Okay. So 0.4 or 5. Okay, so you would, the next one, would you change that into a percent?
Yeah, but before we do that, what's the symbol that goes here? Is it the first one, the second one, and I guess the third one? Nope, try again. So to get to 100, 300 here, you're multiplying by 3. And then to get here, you're multiplying by 100. So that makes it 200.
Oh, okay. So it'd be
This is a really tough one to start out.
Yeah.
So to answer for number 12, it's kind of like you have to decide, what do I like converting things to? Would I rather convert the fraction to a decimal, the decimal to a fraction? Like, which one fits your eye?
I think converting to a decimal.
Okay, converting the fraction to a decimal.
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and do that, please.
Wouldn't they both be 0.4?
Yes.
So they're equal.
So they're equal. Yeah. Good. Right. So 13. All right. So for 13, you have to decide again, like, do I want to convert percent to a decimal or a fraction? Do I want to convert the fraction to a decimal? There's not really a right or wrong. It's just like, what do you like?
Fraction to the decimal. Or the fraction to decimal. Would it be a fraction to percent?
Well, the problem with this one is 9 doesn't go into 100 very well.
No.
But it gets close. And that's what I'm kind of curious. Did you guys talk about this in class? Like, this is really close. And it's close enough to make a decision about 72% being bigger or smaller.
Okay.
Like 77 is bigger than 72. It's basically 100. Like, even if you're like, maybe I should go down to 76, 76 is still bigger than that.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean by, like,
Okay.
you don't have to perfectly do it, but it'd be good to do all of it. All right.
The next one, you can, I guess it's just.
Go ahead and try this one on your own, and let me know what you come up with. Lots of possibilities for this one.
The 35% is larger than the 3/10.
That is correct. Very good. Oops. All right. So what do we got next here? We got
one last one. 0.5 and 5%. They're equal.
They're not equal.
Yeah.
That's the classic mistake. You made that on the very first problem.
So the 0.5 would be larger.
So which is bigger? Just to be clear.
0.5.
Yes. Very good. All right. So that's good. We're moving on to the
16%.
kind of the next grouping of questions here. The teacher is correct here, the way they're presenting it, that the word of you want to think of as multiplication. So there's a couple ways to this. You can think of 0.16 times 50. Like that.
I guess you could get rid of the decimal and then just go 16 times 50 and then bring the decimal back in.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. So it would just be 8. So it
That's
would
correct. That's correct.
Okay.
Good. There is a few ways to shortcut this, but this is a good approach here.
Mhm.
All right. So again, you gotta say, okay, it's 0.4 times 75. So you got to go to your multiplication, make sure you move the decimal in the right place.
Mm. 4 times 75. $30.
Yes, very good. All right, so for number 8, can you correctly do 5%, convert 5% to a decimal?
0.5.
Nope. You're dividing by 100. 0.05. Very easy to do. I mean, it's just classic. That's why the teacher gave you this problem. So keep that in mind. Easy to make that mistake.
Mm. So for you just multiply.
So it's 5 times 12, but then you have to move the decimal the appropriate amount, which is 2 decimal place.
.60. So
Yeah.
okay, 99% of 40.
9% of 40. Yep. So what's 9% as a decimal?
Wouldn't it be 99?
Nope.
Oh wait,
You're dividing by 100. You're moving the decimal 2 places.
it just looks a little bit funny. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be a little bit more off to the side.
Yeah.
What is 9% as a decimal?
9% decimal is 0.09.
Good. Okay, so you're going to really take a 9 times 40 and then moving the decimal.
3.60.
Yes, 3.6, 3.60. Good. All right. Next question here. It says write an equation. All right. So what number is 15% of 30? So it's 0.15 of means multiply by 30 and then x equals. So this is kind of like a weird one because it's not really an equation, it's already solved. You just have to take, like we've been doing, 15% times 30.
15. Oh. And then And then it would be 450, but 4.50.
Very good. Very good. All right, so I'm just looking ahead here. 20, 21, 22, and 23 are all the same way. 21 through 23, you're setting up an equation where basically you're taking that percentage and then you're multiplying by the number for the rest of them. All right. We are unfortunately out of time today. I do got to take a short break here. But I will see you back on